All right, we're live. I guess we're ready now. Swark had something he needed to do. That was very important, and the show was delayed as a result.
Oh, my computer crashed.
Yeah, sure.
Opening the division, actually.
You tried to play a video game while we were playing this game.
Yeah, I tried to get it to launch so that you don't have to go through that. Like,
I'm gonna be
oh,
honest. I'm always playing a
configuring.
video game when I do tabletop role playing, even when I'm the GM. Lie.
I mean, I'm currently playing Hearthstone right now.
Yeah, usually
You should be playing Stardew
Hearthstone's
Valley.
like the go-to.
I'm already. Let's see here. I am 78 hours in Stardew Valley.
Jesus Christ!
I am one sunfish away from completing the community
You have
center.
more hours in Stardew Valley than
God.
I have on any game on Steam.
I'm only 40
If you
hours in
combine
Stardew
them,
Valley.
that's probably even close to 78.
You don't even own it.
Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you
I have-
about that ancient seed. Buy that shit, raise it in
got
the
it.
greenhouse, and then
have the
continually
greenhouse
throw
yet.
the fruit right back
What are
into the
these
seed
words?
blender.
What are these words that you're using?
Don't worry
I
about
don't
it,
have the
bro.
greenhouse yet because the fucking community center, like, it didn't give me a golden quality parsnip in spring. There was nothing I
You
could.
gotta put that quality
we go to the
fertilizer.
bar.
Okay, so we're skipping the Stardew Valley.
Thank
All right,
you.
everyone
the
will
bar.
die on stream if we talk about it, even though obviously Stardew Valley is fucking awesome. And if you click on the E in Stardew Valley on the intro screen, an alien pops out.
This little alien.
Yeah.
Okay, onwards to the bar.
so
Everyone vote
who's
Toby
going to
for
this
most
bar?
constructive.
It's Toby, Coral, and Zane are going to the bar.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
Very well. What type of bar are you going to?
The type of bar that, information might
We're going
coalesce
to a luau bar / gay bar called the Fiesta Cantina.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
And it's on the
okay.
corner of Santa Monica and San Vicente.
I accept everything up until you started putting what streets it's on.
Oh, but we can cricket behind ships and luau and.
I'm letting you have a luau at
That's
the
fine.
Fiesta Cantina, which is a gay bar for adventuring outlaws.
Done.
What more do you want?
Done.
He
And
wants it to
reference
be on
to a-
Santa Monica Boulevard.
It can't be. Santa Monica Boulevard doesn't.
I mean, that
exist.
bar is literally like 6 blocks away from where I live, and I've been there. It's
See?
wonderful.
Yes.
Of course you have.
This is
I shared
Star
a plate of
Wars. We have
nachos with
jizz
a Coke.
music, not Santa Monica Boulevard.
I think you're stereotyping a whole culture of people, Arthur.
So you enter the bar, and inside jizz music is playing.
No,
But it's like a luau remix, so maybe it's like
it's like
Okay, let's not all try and do a
it
rendition
actually.
of Luau
You know
Jizz
what?
music.
It sounds like it could definitely be on the Stardew Valley soundtrack during the beach in summer.
is there a fat Hawaiian guy on a ukulele? Israel Kamakawika Oli? on the
No,
stage?
it's not a fat Hawaiian guy. It is a fat
Disgusting.
Gamorrean wearing a lei over his head.
Is that even possible?
And much like Klingon opera, he's singing Gamorrean opera set to luau music.
Klingon.
Welcome to the Star Wars special episode.
Aktu and Melota.
Is Darth Jar Jar somewhere?
No,
Where's Dream Punch? Is he gonna come into this game?
no.
Yeah, Dream Punch is back streaming.
Because we're gonna like this is what it feels like. We're about to jump.
So there's
into
a
Darth Jar
female
Jar
Twi'lek
territory.
attending the bar. One of her Liku has been cut off with a pretty savage scar, and she's wearing the what's her name in Rebels?
Hera.
Hera.
Is it
She's
Hera?
wearing like Hera's, like space captain's cap. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like
And
the little
she's just
aviator
like,
goes-
she's cleaning a glass. There's like no one inside this bar since it's the middle of the afternoon. It's just like the lounge singer. And
All right.
the bartender's like, welcome. Look around.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Pretty well. Name's Nalasser. And you could tell it's a Twi'lek name because it's Nel apostrophe Aser.
Pleased to meet you, Toby. This is Zane, and
Kid.
Captain Kidd.
Never heard of any of you.
That's kind of the point.
Okay, then. What can I get you? Corellian Sunrise, Ale, Synthale, Synthol?
I'll have a
Tatooine sunset.
I'll have a blue Corellian, please.
She's like, blue Corellian. I thought you looked like a manly Twi'lek.
Look, don't judge. What I put into my body is what I put into my body.
So she gets you there, and it's definitely the like Belgian blue ale.
No, it's blue milk and Corellian whiskey.
Oh, of course. How did I not realize? Yeah. So she pours a very obvious Jack Daniels container into blue milk. And maybe it just has like something taped over the Jack Daniels that says Corellian in like magic marker.
I thought this production had more budget than this.
Yeah, she hands you over one of those. Let's do it.
That's a nasty scar you've got there, unfortunate.
She's like, yeah, I got it fighting a Rancor.
Impressive.
That's a pretty
Rancor
nasty
lives?
scar you've got there. Oh,
I look at my
sorry.
perfectly manicured face.
Yeah,
and just
so
like,
she's just like looking at your face with like one eyebrow raised.
say, yeah, I've seen a lot of action. You can tell.
I'm a very good medical droid, you see. I mean, I've seen most of that face completely destroyed several times.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I can tell.
You know, I used to do a little bit of bartending.
Listen,
as well.
droid. I don't need any bartending droids in here. You want to talk? You buy something and you get out.
Oh, look, I'll buy something. I was just, wondering if, you had, I'm always interested in new things, Thought maybe if you were prototyping any new drinks or someone was prototyping something interesting, I'd definitely pay for that, but a normal drink isn't much for a droid like me.
Yeah, so she's like, I got a couple droid things. I could get you an IG-88 if you wanted. She like pulls out a set of like chips from underneath the bar.
Those look good.
Yeah, get him that. And I don't mean to like be rude or anything, but what my droid friend was going to spend about an hour doing was getting at. Do you know of a prototype ship here on the planet? That's what we're really getting at, because I don't want to spend an hour staring at the ceiling again.
I dropped 2 G's on the fucking counter.
Okay, you dropped 2,000 credits on
Yeah.
the counter. Okay, so in the background, the
Counter
Gamorreans.
bends and folds together because of how heavy it is. That's how much money we put on the counter.
In the
Arthur.
background, the Gamorreans like Kahin Indrachaneush Kepar, and then when you slam the money down, he like stops, and the music's like ring, and the bartender's just like, yeah, I might know something about a prototype ship somewhere on the planet.
I like slurp my drink. I'm like, go on.
So she looks towards Zane and is like, you Imperial?
Are you?
You have to tell me if you're an Imperial.
That's not.
I mean, Zane, you kind of do dress like an Imperial, but
I mean, yeah,
I'm
like,
gonna level with
he's
you.
wearing
Twi'lek.
stormtrooper armor, right? So she's.
I'm
just-
gonna level with you, Twi'lek. I've seen a lot of goddamn really stupid stuff in the last 24 hours. Like really incredibly stupid stuff. We're on like Christmas special Wookiee territory. I mean, Jar Jar Binks is gonna come out of here if that's even a real person. But
delusional.
no, that's really incredibly stupid. Is there a prototype
She's like,
ship
you
or
mean
not?
General Jar Jar Binks? He hasn't been to Commodore in almost 15 years.
I look to Coral and I go, "You guys got this. I'm out." I just get up, walk back to the ship.
So as you're
Yes.
walking out, she's like, I forgot, he's a senator. Senator Binks.
I flip her off and I keep walking.
Peter's doing all right these days.
So yeah, now that she's scared off Zane, she continues cleaning the glass while sliding a chip for Toby to. It's like one of those things you can plug into a socket on a droid, and it just has like a chip on the end. It has like duct tape and labeled IG-88.
So you get to pretend to be IG-88 killing humans.
No, instead of having like physical flavor, it instead puts your like programming through pleasurable sequences. And yes, one of those is killing humans.
I don't think he needs any practice with that.
Yeah, no.
Well, he bought and paid for it, so
Yeah. I'll save
remember that most
for
droids
later.
can't kill humans on a normal basis.
Right.
So this is
I'll
like
I'll save that, Arthur.
Okay.
So yeah, prototypes. You know.
Yeah. So, on the southern continent, they've got a some sort of military base. Kind of hush hush off the record, but my cousin does a lot of business down there. Import
Oh, yeah?
export stuff, you understand. Base like that needs a lot of alcohol.
Any chance your cousin can help us get in?
So she looks down at the 2,000 credits and she's like, "There's a chance."
Mm-hmm.
What kind of business are you looking to do on the base?
Snatch and grab mostly.
Trying to pull off a land speeder, maybe a troop transport?
Something a little bigger.
Something a little bigger. A TIE fighter, then. Okay.
Bigger.
So she looks around, she's like, "You want to steal a prototype?"
Yeah.
She,
I, like,
presses a
suck on
button
my-
under the bar, and the door, closes and locks, and there's a bunch of, white noise that suddenly starts up. And
I keep
she's
drinking.
yeah, she's just like, "All right, we can do some business then." So Zane, now that you're outside, shortly after you go outside, the security door slams down on the bar, all the windows cover, and you can just hear a buzzing noise coming from inside. What do you do? I think you're muted.
Inside behind the bar.
Yeah. So back inside, the bar door slams shut behind you, and a security door comes down. All of the windows get metallic shutters covering them, and then you just hear a buzzing noise coming from inside.
I stop and I think about that long. I just keep going.
Okay, security officer Zane, everybody.
I've got guts to decorate in my room.
He needs new guts.
Gotta
Those
make
got sucked
room
out the
for-
airlock.
Yeah. So for Coral and Toby, some dickering goes on while the bartender arranges for you to meet her cousin, Caleb. What are you doing in your midlife crisis mobile?
Getting his hair washed
I
for the
won
first time in
this.
7
I
months.
didn't go out and buy it. I go to the.
I like how you justify it in character. Are you?
I won it. Okay, I did this.
I can
was-
just imagine he's at a stoplight.
I
Some
didn't
guy's
put
like,
this
"Hey,
package
that's
together."
right." It's like I just won it. I didn't buy it. All right. God.
This is not my sense of taste. It was a free. Okay, look. Anyway, I go to the hot bath that was recommended to me by the tour guide.
Okay, yeah. So when you get there, there's a young man with extremely wavy brown hair and a velvet suit on, standing at the front
is this
desk.
how fucking
And there's a
he
bunch of
pulls-
towels stacked up, and maybe there's lava rocks everywhere, and weird holistic medicine all over the counters. And he's like, "Hello. My name is Alejandro. Welcome to the day spa of Commodore's greatest area. Is there something I can do for you, sir?"
Arthur, can I just ask real quickly? In the background, is there a picture that, or like some sort of sign that says "Ask about our Metachlorian Testing Center"?
No, that's not a thing.
I think he's making a Scientology joke.
I know he is.
I say, I want to sit in hot water and relax.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can arrange something like that. Would you prefer a private room?
Wink, nudge, eyebrows raise, uncomfortably high.
Are you implying something with that?
Are you asking him that? Are you asking Alejandro?
Yes, I literally say, are you implying something with
So
that?
it's like, I'm asking if you would like a private room rather than one of the public
private
baths.
room?
Yes, that would be fine as long as it's reasonably priced.
So yeah, he brings you up for 50 credits.
Oh, that's absolutely nothing. I'll absolutely take a private room.
Right, so you have a 24-hour pass to a private room.
Holy fuck, for 50
All
credits,
right.
man. How do they make any business?
Well, we've been dealing with like weapons and ships and stuff, so it really skews the.
See, Coral, you're just like Trump. You don't know the price of bread.
You can't relate to the little people anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
50 credits is a lot. So you have your own private bath attendant. Her name is Emmy, and she's outside with a towel. She's a
In
little
touch everywhere
radiant girl, and
aside
she's just like, Sir, can I get you a towel, please? Something you'd like to wear while you're inside? Or would you prefer to go in, nude?
I will.
I never take off my Jedi robes, he says as he gets into the bathtub.
Spark. Just. Yeah, these robes need a washing.
I'll do both at the same time. I'm here for 24 hours.
I'll take care of it myself, thank you. And I simply pass into the room. And I do undress, but I just leave the pile of my stuff right next to the tub, or bath, or hot tub, or whatever
Okay, yeah.
shape it is. And I get in, and I start relaxing and trying to forget about my horrific vision of a reality where I was super evil and also millions of people died and I was involved. And yeah, I don't think about that. I think
Actually,
about
way worse. I hadn't even told you the worst part privately. We'll get to it.
okay. Well, I'm
I
I
glad
like
that
the
there's.
idea that
I won't think about how I'll think to
I
myself.
thought of a worse thing that possibly could have happened, so I'm including that as well.
I'll think to myself, well, at least it couldn't possibly be any worse. And that is the reassuring thought I
Yeah,
have.
that's very Star Wars to be like, yeah, of course nothing worse could happen right before the hyperdrive actuator cuts out.
Exactly. So
I like the
that means-
idea that Caleb is like laying in the bath. He's like, "Oh, I should do this more often."
he doesn't think that so much. He thinks
All right, you know what?
If-
You know what? Emmy
Not even a
calms you
bubble
inside
bath.
the room. She's
Pretty
just like,
shit.
"Sir, would you like me to add bubbles to your bath? No charge."
no, thank you.
I hear.
Very well.
I hear it helps
It's
connect you with
50
the
more
Force.
credits. That's how good the bubbles are.
Can you make a discipline check versus 2 purple real quick?
Yeah,
Sure
to
thing,
see if
buddy.
you
I want to see
actually
if you
want-
can order your mind versus the trauma you've suffered.
I thought you were
That's
gonna
a very
say
reasonable check. 2 purple, you said?
2 purple.
versus the need for bubble bath, because that would also be.
Yeah,
good.
you take 1 point of strain, but you do after pulling away from the memory of your most evil self in the darkest timeline that actually exists.
We are in the darkest timeline?
Yeah, I mean your younger self that exists in this holocron is disgusted by. Fuck it. We're just gonna call him Darth Bellic. That's not actually his name. He's still fucking Caleb. He's not Sith, but sure, we'll just call him Darth Bellic.
What's happening?
Yeah, you pull yourself away from thoughts of Darth Bellic and you bring yourself back to the Force. It seems like this particular bath actually is very conducive to the Force. That on Commodore, there's a lot of light side energy.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Plus,
That
baths
helps
are
bring me
actually
away
really-
from brooding on thoughts of being evil someday.
And then we cut back to Coral and Toby.
Paths were neutral evil, but what do I know?
Neutral evil. All right, so yeah, I finished my drink and I'm just like, I'll have one more, please.
So, yeah, you hear like the sound of. It sounds like cowboy boots with the spurs, like that thump,
Clink.
jink, clink. And someone says, "No, my friend, I don't think you will have another one. I'd prefer you to be sober for this meeting." And an orange Twilight comes around from behind the bar and says, "My name is Gokuue. I heard that you're looking for someone to get you onto the Southern Continent testing facility for recreational purposes."
Good to see another Tolian out here.
Porpoises.
Don't see many of those anymore. Kid. I like put out my hand, my robot hand.
So he's like, I do not want your human name. What is your actual name?
Well, that is my actual name. I've given up my.
Your Twi'lek parents named you Kid.
No.
What
my
of it?
Mandalorian guardians called me Kid. My Twi'lek parents left me behind.
So he looks kind of disgustedly at you and is like, ugh. I do not know if I can do business with this man, Neb.
Well, maybe you can do business with me. Look, my credits are as good as anyone else's. Just a little,
You are
Robot-y.
droid of this man?
I am my own man, you see?
He's good joke.
It's perfectly honest and truthful statement. I'm not
We are
pulling a
here
leg.
having criminal underworld discussion, and you want to talk about being honest and truthful. And you say you are a droid to his own man. He's funny. You know what, Captain Kidd, I like you. You are funny guy. You have comedy robot. Not many people have comedy robot.
Look, I'm
That's a
not
very
silly.
good
I'm not
subject.
joking around. I'm not here to make you laugh. Look, it's not like I'm just going to dance here in front of you. This is all very serious.
Alright, kid, we do business. Droids sticking to programming very well.
What?
I
just, like,
feel bad for
stomp.
you, have Mandalorian parents. You don't know what it's like to be Twi'lek. It's okay.
Yes. Well, if you
Maybe
must,
later I teach you how to be Twi'lek, huh?
whatever that would entail.
So, yeah, he slides you over his personal comm number. He's like, maybe I pick you up a date. I teach you be Twi'lek, yeah?
That sounds interesting.
I mean, the wording was interesting, but are they going on a date now? Are you guys dating?
I think Gokuue definitely thinks so.
Okay,
Does
good.
Captain Kidd think so?
No, I think he's,
You did go to a gay bar.
well,
Intentionally.
Yeah, well. This is the one that, our resident badass picked out. So, Carl trying to emulate a resident badass.
Oh, right. As is the plan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm still upset.
Like basically when he hands you the thing, like you see sort of like a Carl smirk come over his face, but then he like goes back to like, Professor Badass, and then he's like, yes, after.
Okay, well. Normal cost for such a thing, deliver 2 people into base, 10,000 credits.
It's more than 2.
Okay, how many is?
At least 3.
At least 3. Okay.
Possibly 4.
4.
And an astromech droid.
Alright, 25,000 credits.
I just
I love that look
Cor
Virgil's
the look.
giving to Dave through the camera. He's
Yeah,
just like,
I'm
yeah, how
scratching my
about that?
chin. I'm scratching my chin. I'm just like, you don't seem to have a lot of risk in this mission.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget running someone into base? If I am caught, I am sure they will definitely not execute me and whole family.
Tell me,
They sent
What
whole
is-
family to Gulag.
what is a Twi'lek doing inside of the Imperial base in the first place?
You
What did
think
come-
that they can just stock every Imperial base in entire galaxy with humans?
Generally, my experience with the Empire is that they're racist pieces of shit.
Well, they try to be, but it's holdover from old Republic days. Base on Commonor has a lot of non-human codependence. My husband, you work on base. I get in there, deliver supplies, that kind of thing.
All right. Let's talk deals.
All right. You make opposing streetwise checks against each other.
Well, what about a negotiation?
You're definitely attempting to do a criminal deal.
I'm trying to lower the price, though.
I mean, Streetwise is literally
Adjust the price when buying goods or services. Adjust the price.
right, but
Skill-based
Streetwise is
gambling,
literally for making a deal with underworld criminals.
hang on, yeah. Streetwise, what is that? Streetwise. Okay, all right, yeah. What am I rolling against?
You're rolling against 2 red and 2 purple.
Jesus Christ. All right.
All the
Good,
crims
yes.
are good at their job.
Okay, so
Good roll.
yeah, this definitely succeeds. You lower the price down to 11,000 credits, but in the process, maybe there's like a little roadie girl in the back room listening to the conversation, and she's doing the information broker thing where she's like, yeah, that's what I heard. Yep, they're doing this then. And that's your threat, is that the information of this job's getting...
Am I aware of her doing this?
No.
Okay.
This is the guy in the back of the bar in episode 4 with the long snout who's just like...
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
And then the
Wow.
stormtrooper show
I mean,
up.
that whole planet got blown up by the fucking. Oh, God, I
Parents
can't
from
remember
Peanuts?
their stupid name for the new bad guys in that one, but never mind.
The First
All right.
Order.
Yeah, the First Order. That planet got blown up by the First Order because of 2 threat. Is what you're telling me?
Because of 2 threat, yeah. Like worst order.
Star Wars 7.
Star Wars 7.
I like Star Wars 7. Stop fucking hating, guys.
I'm just joking.
All right, so yeah, I shake hands at 11,000 credits.
Okay, Gaku is like, okay, he's good. You come down to Southern Continent 2 days from now. We get you on base with cranberry shipment.
Cranberries, excellent. Yes.
They're good for digestion.
Yes.
Local humans do not like to eat only military rations.
Interfere
We
with
bring that back.
scanning equipment as well. Pretty sure. that
Yes,
something else?
they have high amounts of radiation.
Oh, good.
It must be very sick.
I love how Virgil said that. It's like, oh, good. God
Thank
damn
you, Arthur.
Virgil.
Oh, good is one of my favorite lines to say as Toby. Like,
Oh, good.
Oh.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
All right, so
I love
yeah, I'll transfer over 11,000, and I guess I'll send a message to everyone saying that they need to be back in the ship before dawn.
Okay, so Zane, what are you doing when you get this message that you need to be back on the ship before dawn?
Zane looks at it and quietly says to himself, good, because he's already back on the ship.
Okay. What are you doing on the ship?
I am Zane fuckery.
Okay, maybe you're just looking through stuff.
Looking through stuff.
I don't know, man. If you don't want to have a scene here, we can move past it. That's fine. All right, let's go back to the baths. Maybe we just have Zane just looking at his quarters with his hands on his hips, and he's just like, Zane. And then it immediately cuts back to Caleb washing himself in the bubble bath. Sorry, the non-bubble bath.
As the chat said, Darth is Sith 4 without bubbles.
Of course.
Maybe if more Sith actually used bubbles, we wouldn't have so many.
There'd be
grumpy
less
people.
suffering in the world.
maybe, yeah, less suffering.
Absolutely.
As
That's
if
how
a
I
thousand
stay off the dark
Bubbles
side.
leads to fear. Fear leads to anger.
It's like 1,000 bubbles were suddenly created, then popped.
That's great.
And every bubble that pops in the vicinity of a Jedi reduces stress considerably.
You're the worst. Literally the worst. Oh boy. Okay, so
Or you can skip right to the actual like.
yeah, let's skip to you flying out to the southern continent the next morning.
Okay.
What are your preparations for going in a cranberry box into the shipment?
Okay.
Well, we have to bring the astromech to regulars, for sure.
So yeah, when you you're telling Wrath what the mission is?
Yeah, I also give him the IG-88 droid drug thing.
Yeah, so he enjoys it for the 30 seconds that he's allowed to have it, and then it self-deletes. And he's like, that was interesting. I should inform you that my participation on this mission will be breaking a number of Imperial laws.
Listen, buddy, you're on the ship with cool people now.
True.
Are you ordering me to break these laws?
Well, I'm suggesting that it would be a good idea. But yes, I'm ordering you.
So he's like, noted in the log. If I am apprehended, I will be replaying this log for Imperial authorities.
Yeah, tell him Captain Kidd told you to break the law.
Okay, so then a little hollow image comes out of his hollow projector that's you saying exactly, like it's literally a recording from the exact thing you just said.
Yeah, that's fine.
Understood. I will follow this order.
All right.
I should have got him something about, I thought the murders would be fun, but maybe self-preservation training would have been a better idea. Poor little guy.
Listen, Toby, I'm.
Look, I'm disappointed in the little fellow.
Really?
I mean,
you try.
fussing about Imperial laws, this and that.
Can we be having this conversation while we're covered in cranberries?
Yeah. And I'm just like,
Sure. Maybe the whole time we only saw your faces, and then it zooms out and you're covered in cranberries, and Wrath is like half submerged in cranberries.
Like maybe his like little tiny antenna is sticking out of the box of cranberries or something.
the little
Yeah,
tiny
Zane,
little part.
Caleb, are you also in this same box of cranberries?
I reckon there's 2 boxes of cranberries.
So
So
Zane
we're
and
in
Caleb
one
are in their
alone.
own box?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's that box look like?
Quiet.
Just deadly quiet.
Okay. The boxes are opened inside the base, and Gore is like, "Okay, job is done. Goodbye.
Goodbye, my man. Thank you very much for your
I am
help.
not your man. You never came to date last night."
I, I thought
Wow,
you
super
were-
disappointing, Captain.
And
Super
so as
disappointing.
Coral says, there's like, Gore Mack and his crew leave the room.
Well, I'm glad that's over. Oh my god. Whew.
Okay,
That hurts
first
my
thing
throat after a while.
I
you know?
need to get a good scan of the area. How close are we to like dangerous people?
Okay, you're inside of an Imperial supply depot. This is the food room. I'm gonna draw the base out for you. Can you make a perception check versus 2 purple real quick?
You didn't give a character.
Do what?
Who?
You,
What?
Toby. You were asking to look around.
Oh, perception for 2?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Boom, crushed. How does that even happen?
The cranberries got into your circuitry and gave you that extra
Yeah,
vitamin.
I like antioxidants boosted my CPU clock speed. And
you
I'm
lost
just
a lot
like-
of weight when we were driving in the cranberries, and you're just like, oh man, I feel great.
I have been super wary actually ever since the IG-88 threat illuminated itself. Okay, what do I see?
You can spend the triumph either now to notice something useful, or save it for later to gain a blue dice to notice something immediately, like a flashback scene, and gain a blue die in like combat or any other action you were going to take. So you can either spend it
I know,
now.
of course, Caleb would want to spend it now, so we have early information.
Okay.
But I'd
Spend it
rather
later,
spend
'cause
it
of-
later.
Yeah.
When you're fucking need.
My man.
Your threat means I get to conceal a vital detail about the situation.
Mhm.
So this is like
The ship isn't here.
No, the ship is here. There's
Not
a
the right place.
There's a outer wall which you are deep inside of, and that it's not so much a wall as like fencing with occasional guard posts with automated turrets set up. There's also an inner wall that is used to like block the blast radius of a capital ship launching off of the planet. You know, so it's to prevent anyone from getting like, oh, I'm incinerated by the giant flamethrowers that are the engines kind of shield. You are in a supply room that's just off of the ship docking area. You know what? I'm realizing the audience can see this, but you guys can't. You are in the supply room right here. The walls around the perimeter of the area. There is a barracks far to the north side. Outside of it, there's about 4 naval troopers wearing those ridiculous oversized helmets. No armor, just marching around with Imperial issue blaster rifles doing formation and then calisthenics. To the south, there are a number of mechanics working on TIE fighters. And there is a crew of mechanics working to get a TIE fighter attached to the docking collar of this ship. So there's 3 mechanics there. 2 of them are human, and 1 of them is a Trandoshan, and they're using like a winch to get a TIE fighter lifted up and then attached to the side of the Corellian Corvette. The Corvette's landing ramp is down, but there's also a boot on it. They were in Star Wars Rebels, if you saw that episode. If not, they're like anti-gravity units that increase the gravity. They're like the opposite of an anti-gravity.
So we just have to lightsaber them a couple of times and they'll be fine, right?
Yeah, sure. So they're like super gravity units that prevent the ship from taking off by just weighing a shit ton.
So there's 3 armed guys that I can see, you said.
There are 4 armed guys
4.
to the north doing calisthenics and marching. There are 3 mechanics working at the ship, not on the ship. And there is a few mechanics working on an array of TIE fighters to the south. The rest of the base seems to be mostly empty. There's like a communications hub and a command center, but there's nobody inside of them from what you can see.
Okay. How far are they within eyeshot of like?
If you go outside, unless you have some really good cover, you're going to be instantly exposed in any direction.
All right. I turn to Toby and I'm just like, find us like some sort of like mechanics bay or something. I want to put on a uniform that would help us get to the ship without being noticed.
Is there a jack anywhere in this storage facility, the food storage facility, that I can get into? Like,
you're looking for like I'm sorry, what is it you're looking for?
Like a computer jack?
Yeah. If you want to spend your nice tasty Triumph there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's like an auxiliary command console. This is like the backup command center.
Sure.
And when you hook in, the base computer is like, greetings, I am the auxiliary base computer.
So I say, bring up a up-to-date map of the facility.
Present authorization code.
At which point I start running one of my very low-level hacks, and I'm hoping that they're not expecting to be hacked from the inside.
This is 3 purple.
Ooh, gosh.
I just would think at this
I'll use a
point you
force
would have
die.
at some point put some XP into computers.
And because you use your Triumph on it, you get an extra blue die on this.
Woohoo!
Okay, so that's 1 blue and 1 upgrade. You said 3. What did you say it was? 3?
Purple. And did you say you were using a force die?
Yeah. Just
Alright,
going across.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the base computer is just like, warning, authorization code is out of date. Please get a new code.
Does it tell us where to get a new code from?
Yeah, it's telling you to go immediately to the command center.
All right, we make our way to the command center and we fill out the paperwork required to get a new code. How long does
Are
that
you
take?
sure
We
this
totally,
is what
we
you'd
totally
like to
work
do?
here.
For the love of God, don't say yes. I'm sure.
No. It's
Look,
fine.
I can't. I thought I'd be able to get in since we're already inside, but they actually have a pretty robust security system. So, I'm locked out for the moment. I don't know.
They
I
probably
was
wouldn't have had my size anyway. I have a very big.
no. I
package.
was thinking I'd just go. I mean, there's a few armed men over there. I could just start, doing the broken droid thing, stumble around out there, draw their attention. You guys just stand back. When you see lightsabers flashing, you start pew, 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 take
But if
them
we
out
see
real
the
quick.
lightsabers flashing, wouldn't everyone else see the lightsabers flashing?
Right, well, there's not too many of them right there, and then we run to the ship, chop off the boot. This thing
How
has
many
turbo
bad guys
lasers.
did you say
So I'm
there
going to
was?
spend one of my dark side points just to be a dick. And the two mechanics that are human and the Trandoshan stop working on the TIE fighter once they get it winched up. And they're heading toward the food reserve room that you're currently in. You can see them coming toward you. And you
Quick,
can
back
hear
in the
them.
cranberry box.
Oh, here comes the. Oh, look,
Faintly
that one's
talking.
wearing your size, Captain. Oh, goody.
So yeah. I go and hide inside.
Okay.
I pretend like I'm working.
All right. Zane.
I stand at the doorway waiting for them to open it.
Caleb.
I hide in my
I-
Jedi robes.
Jesus Christ! I look at Zane, who is mad dogging.
He's just
The
standing,
door,
like,
just standing there.
close to the door, just like.
I'm like, Zane, would you just? Lord. There's two of them.
There's three of them. 2 humans and a Trandoshan. All male.
Two are coming though.
All 3 are coming.
Do I see Coral getting in the box?
No, I pretend I'm like organizing stock.
Yeah, you see Toby getting in the box.
Oh, Toby's the one who gets in the box. Sorry, I misheard.
By the way, I
I'm
set
like-
my pistol to stun.
I'm like Toby, and I just sort of like point at Zane. I'm like, don't bother.
I could put my cranberries on stun.
Nice.
Captain,
Yeah, what is it, mate?
Jesus, we're going with the unplanned chaotic attack, and I just sort of motion at Zane, who is, doing what he's doing.
Don't worry, I got a plan for this. My good friend Zane here will pull all 3 in, kiss them on the mouth, and knock them unconscious. Won't you, Zane?
So when you say that, you realize you've got about 5 seconds before the front door opens.
Yeah,
I get ready to jump them, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like brace. What's the move called? Shit, hold on.
Yeah, it's called cranberry trouble.
So yeah, the front
cranberry
door to
trouble.
the place opens. Shoop. And the first mechanic looks at Zane, just like, carry on. And he sees Coral like putting stuff on shelves, and he's like, "Hey, Goromak, toss me that can of cranberries."
Yeah,
And then he
pick it
sees
up.
Caleb in the background, and Toby like bracing, and he's like, "What are these clowns doing in
I mean,
here?"
as soon as they opened, I'm grabbing 2 of their heads and banging them together.
Okay.
And
Can you
then
make
the-
a
This is-
athletics roll real quick.
This is exactly why.
Against what?
2 purple.
Also, I want to throw a can of cranberry at the third guy.
Okay. Yeah, Zane, you definitely take 2 of the mechanics, and like with the Trandoshan and one of the humans. The third guy has walked past you. He's the one who's talking.
I look over to Caleb, I shrug, and I go, da-na-na-na-na.
All right,
Yeah.
Coral, I need you to make a ranged light weapons attack with your can of cranberries.
Yeah, and guess what I get?
I don't know.
Light side points on every single one.
I don't know what that
On
means.
every cranberry, every individual
And
cranberry.
Every
I get
single
to
cranberry.
roll.
I
We're
have
using
no
the
idea
Looney-
what you mean.
We're using the
So-
Looney Tune version
What?
rules of Edge of the Empire.
Why are you re-rolling light side die?
Because I have a force ability, which allows me every time I use ranged attacks, I get to put light side points on it.
I'm confused as fuck as to what this is. Can you?
It's
What does
called-
it accomplish?
It's called Intuitive Shot. When making a ranged, heavy, or ranged light combat check, add force die no greater than force rating to the check. May spend light side or dark side tokens to add successes or advantages.
Yep, caught that. Okay, so are you spending the dark side ones?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you have 5 advantages. You
Alright,
definitely
successes or advantages. So.
You definitely kill this guy with the cranberry. Good.
Yeah, I just fucking wing him so
You
hard.
brain him with a can of cranberries.
Yeah, he
I'm
gets
just like,
hit so
"Oh,
hard he
yeah."
falls back and dies. Yeah, there's definitely like a sick cracking noise.
Yeah,
the
I
two
go over
guys
and I
who Zane
confirm.
has smashed together both like fall unconscious to the ground in the way that Star Wars guys do, like ugh. Maybe it's the Star Trek fall.
I don't know what we were so scared of. This is always incredibly easy every time we do it, and I just start walking.
This is exactly why I didn't plan anything. You know, I start like taking his clothes off and putting them over the top of my clothes.
We probably caught
early
them
Of
to
course,
by-
call on
I
this
help
one.
the captain put the pants on.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Probably-
just sit on the box and put my legs out in the air and
Like, there you go, sir. The boat. Ready to go. You look the part.
And we all look over at Caleb, who's like refusing to take off his Jedi robe still.
It's like
I'm not
No.
refusing to take off my Jedi robes.
it's a joke.
No, I've
wanna,
already
like-
strolled through the door, Arthur. I'm heading straight for the ship.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
you're
problem
keeping
is
your
that Zane
stormtrooper
isn't
armor
going
on
to be
and-
doing this.
Okay.
You're
So-
stormtroopering up to the ship?
And he looks like a
Uh,
stormtrooper. He's fine.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not in my armor.
Okay.
I'm still in the overalls. I only have a Vibro axe. Actually.
Which overalls? I'm sorry. Did you take one of the mechanics outfits?
No, I'm in my own mechanical overalls. And the
Okay.
wife beater that still has blood on it.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going there while the rest of your crew is getting equipped up.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to sabotage your games, this is how you do it.
Dave, you knew that Zane would do this.
It's
You
fine.
put him in this
It's fine.
situation in
I
order
love
to
it.
do this.
I love this shit. I live for this.
So at the bottom of the landing ramp, when you get there, you can look up the top, and there is a deck officer waiting, and he looks down at you and is like, "Soldier, you're out of uniform. Turn back to the barracks immediately. I don't have time for this infractionary Sith rack." I don't know good Star Wars.
I like
curse.
turn back like he's talking to someone over my shoulder. And when I turn around, I just cut his head off with the Vibro axe.
Yeah. So you're gonna try to rush up the stairs and chop him down with a vibro axe?
No, I mean, you conversed to me like I was within conversing range.
Yeah. I mean, you're at
So
like the
thus-
bottom of a landing ramp. There's like 10 or 15 feet between you.
Oh, so then he would be yelling. 10 or 15 feet in a
You
docking
need
bay is
to
actually
yell
significantly
to talk
loud.
to someone 10 feet away.
Oh, I definitely don't talk at a normal volume. That's for
Okay.
sure.
Sure. Well, your ploy of looking back over your shoulder, can you make a deception check to get close enough to him to vibro axe chop him in the
I'm not
face?
deceiving him. I actually think he's talking to someone behind me because I think he's that stupid. 'Cause my vibro axe is out.
Can you make a deception check against yourself?
He's
No,
also covered in
uh,
cranberry juice. So.
I'm not
So what I
deceiving
need to
anybody.
do
I'm just
is
walking
to-
up to this guy and I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, I need you to roll vigilance versus 2 purple, and that's to see if you act before he does.
I mean, Swag, you did see all the ships outside of the.
Yeah, so I mean, you pull out a vibrax and you begin walking up the landing ramp towards him, and he pulls out a blaster pistol, and is like, "Stand down immediately!" And when you don't, he shoots you in the face with a blaster pistol set on stun. Yellow, 1 green. Do you have any? And you are.
He doesn't have anything. He's naked, basically.
It's melee versus it's range versus melee. So
He gets
3
purple.
purple. Yeah, he hits you for 7 points of stun damage.
Okay.
But he's just like woo 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 woo.
That's-
And soak is
fine.
only
That's what?
from wearing armor, right? So I have no
Yes.
soak.
Okay. All right. What are you doing?
You get some soak from Braun.
Yeah,
Don't
you
you?
get it wrong.
And
So
he's
your-
like reaching
Your
for an
Braun
alarm
rating.
button on the
Take
wall.
off of that, like 3 maybe.
No, it's not that high. Definitely not that high.
For human, it is brawn.
It is?
Yeah.
Damn, I did not know that. That's cool.
Okay, yeah. So I just easy peasy. I chop his head off.
Make a melee attack.
Against what?
You are
Just
in
melee
engage
one.
range melee, so it's 2 purple and 1 blue apparently.
Meaning what looks like black on this character sheet for some reason.
Nope, it's blue. 2 purple and 1 blue.
Okay, my sheet's bugged, but that's all right.
Blue's on the other side.
Yeah, blue's on the other side, Arthur.
Yep, yeah. As someone
So-
pointed out, it's actually easier to hit people that are
Oh, so I
ranged.
get a blue, is what you're telling
Yes.
me. Okay.
So how much damage does your Vibro Axe deal?
3
3.
is what I have. I apparently.
Okay, yeah. You try to chop at his neck, and he gets the blaster pistol in the way, and so it still hits him in the neck, but it's a much lighter tap, and it draws a line of blood there. But now he's in a desperate struggle to like get the gun aimed in your face while you try to chop his head off. Yeah. So on his turn, he hits an alarm button, and it becomes immediately obvious to Caleb, Toby, and Coral that the base is definitely about to go into lockdown, as the base is like, warning, intruder alert, base going into lockdown.
You're finishing doing up my belt at this point, Toby, I assume?
Yeah,
And I'm just
it's
like,
all cinched all tight,
and I'm just like, oh, that nice.
just how he likes it.
I just followed Zane. I mean, obviously, when he was just murdering people, he was not going to play along with this whole dressing up thing that we got going on.
What do you look like though? Do you look Jedi or do you look like
Why
you're-
would I
yeah.
even bother disguising myself when you've unleashed a maniac who is going to slaughter hundreds of innocent people? So
Zane
yeah,
is
I just look
Zane,
like
bruh.
a Jedi.
All right, okay.
So yeah, this guy hits the wall panel and turns to Zane. He's like, "You're not getting out of here alive, criminal! Surrender now! Oh God, I have children!"
Oh my God, is he actually about to kill the guy who says I have children?
Yeah, he is. And he tries to blast you again. Well, yep, that's a critical. He hits you for another 7 points of damage. He's looking very winded right now. He's so tired, he actually collapses on the floor, unconscious as a result
GM?
of all the strain he ate.
I have a new talent, GM,
Yes.
that lets me use Force Leap as a maneuver.
Okay.
So I would
sick.
like to
Got that?
Force Leap and then Saber stun this guy in an effort to prevent Zane from brutally murdering him.
I mean, he's literally knocked himself out with his.
Oh, so he's unconscious. He's not
Yeah,
just
he fell
exhausted.
unconscious. Yeah.
He's literally like last second manages to shoot Zane in the face before collapsing because of stress and damage.
Right.
And I'm making my
So
way. to
Zane,
Zane's
can you
fast as
roll?
possible.
Can you roll a critical hit on yourself real quick? And take another 7 points of damage.
-3.
Wow, that's gonna be super bad. Except the encounter just ended, so you're good. You have 3 criticals. That's not great. That's not great at all. Yeah, he
we
goes
pretty good.
down. So Caleb, you force leap over there.
And I'm
As
just
you
like,
do, you notice that there are a ton of people filing out into the courtyard. All 4 of those security guards notice you floating across the courtyard towards the ship and immediately begin opening with wildly inaccurate blaster fire.
Well, now I would have said, obviously, I didn't leap over to stun the guy if he was unconscious.
Okay.
Because that was my goal. But
Okay.
I also don't really mind if that's what you want to happen. So
Well,
I
you
will.
probably wouldn't have been able to see that until you were like getting closer.
Yeah, I suppose.
So you're just going to openly run through a courtyard, dressed in Jedi clothes. All right, maybe everybody doesn't see you. People are still flooding into the courtyard because of the intruder alarm.
And we are in the courtyard. Where did we come from? Like, how did the auxiliary base or command center that we started in? How does that relate map wise for where we are right now?
It's right there.
We get back on the map.
So you're...
So it opens into the courtyard, is what you're saying? Like,
Yeah.
we're in a courtyard.
Yep, you definitely are right there. You're
okay.
right next to the ship.
Okay. And there's just tons of people, is what you're saying.
There's like 30 people coming out into the courtyard. Most of them appear to be just mechanics or desk clerks.
So it seems
They've
like an
got like blaster
evacuation.
pistols and they're looking around wildly. The
Oh.
only actual security troopers are the 4 naval security officers who
Okay,
are out
I'd-
doing daily drill.
I'd like to find a good place with cover, and I'm gonna draw the disruptor rifle.
Okay. So there's an XCOM style ladder onto the roof of the food storage building that you're on. You can get up
Yes,
there, and the lip
definitely.
of the roof is raised for no apparent reason.
Oh, it's like that high. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Chest high walls, of course.
Yeah, there's a chest high wall. So,
just so it can like
Arthur-
flood in the winter up there.
While everyone's doing this sort of stuff, I'm not going to engage in combat. I'm going to actually look for a way to take off these locks.
Okay. Yeah.
I assume that maybe these mechanics had some sort of like ID cards or something like that. They can just swipe into a computer, maybe.
Yeah.
I can
You
spend a
could
force
use
point
the
if you want
card, but
that.
you would still need to have an authorization code after you swiped it.
Maybe one of them does for a force point. One of them has a
Sure.
higher
If
code.
you want to spend another force point.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So I've got 2 now, bitches.
So yeah, I'm basically looking for a way to like automatically remove the lock from the.
Yeah, one of the mechanics on his card on the flip side, he has taped to it is a message that says the authorization code is 8ZZ4GKQY3. Don't write this down. Just remember it this time, Korthak.
God,
Okay.
that's such a like doom thing too. I told you to stop forgetting, so I have to stop sending these conveniently placed emails.
Deus Ex.
It's great. I
The
love
code for the gun cabinet that I happen to have all my guns and stuff in case I've forgotten, is this. No, yeah. So
Delete this message after reading immediately. It implicate us in a criminal conspiracy. Rah!
Wah!
So yeah, I try and find the thing to remove the
You
locks.
do the Star Wars Rebels things where they crappily animate somebody running on the background scene. Whoop, 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 whoop. Right over to the jack, and you swipe it, and the boot starts coming off. You've got one of the 3 unlocked now.
All right. Also, I give a command to Wrath to get onto the ship.
Okay, Wrath begins deploying slowly. Probably by now, the naval security officers are opening fire at long range with blaster rifles. And so as Wrath is like rolling up the ramp, there's laser fire going all around him, R2-D2 style. But he's just going at extreme slow speed, unconcerned at all the lethal, deadly light rays going
Our
past
training
him.
taught us to lead, but I don't know how to lead a slow target.
It's just too slow. It's just like everything going like in front of him, like 500 bolts.
Yeah, Toby, you see Wrath coming up the ramp towards, towards Zane and Caleb. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay down some cover fire. So I'm gonna start with these
so there's
guys.
3 groups. There's the TIE Fighter mechanics south of you. There's the naval security officers with blaster rifles north of you. And then there's like the command staff desk clerks to the west.
Okay,
And
I'm
that's
gonna
where
go.
the largest concentration of people is coming from.
I want to take care of these officer-looking gentlemen.
Okay, yeah.
So what's their difficulty in? What's their distance and
Their
Armor, if
distance
they have it.
is long range. And they have 1 point of armor for 1 black die.
okay, 1 black die, and long range is 2.
Long range is 3.
3. Okay, 1 and 3. Where is my disruptor? Oh, I can add a blue to that too because they haven't acted.
They have acted. They shot at Wrath.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You should try spinning in place. You should go backwards up the ramp. Beep, 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 beep.
I get satisfaction doing it this way, sir.
Yeah, you killed 2 of the 4 of them. Tell me about how this goes down. And what do you
Yeah,
want to
they're
spend those
they're
advantage on?
completely not even looking, and it's only by the time 2 of them have been like evaporated by the disruptor that the other 2 notice me and are able to like get out of the way, as I like lay down heavy cover fire for the rest of them, shouting from the rooftops. I'm not really shouting, but I'm excited.
Yeah, so 2 of these guys just like literally their bodies are gone.
Literally reduces their atoms.
Yeah, so the other 2 like look over and they're just like ah, and begin wildly spraying at you, Toby. Caleb, Zane, what's going on inside the ship?
Am I in the ship now, or am I still in the corridor?
I thought you were at the you like walked to the bottom of the ship and we're going up the ramp.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight
well,
to straight to fly the ship out.
Okay, you're heading for the command center.
Yep.
Okay, so like any good prototype, there's of course, as soon as you enter the ship, a map that's like you are here. The command center is located here. Uh, there is a navigation roll of some kind, right? Like to literally get from point A to point B.
Okay.
No,
there's no
that might be Stars Without Numbers that has that navigation.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
navigation.
I follow the directions on the map, Arthur.
I feel like there's definitely got to be a roll of some kind for this.
Well, you
Maybe
you
just
literally
some kind
just
of-
described it as not needing a roll.
Yeah, the problem is that this map is extremely shitty. It was done by engineers and
But you
painted a wall.
literally
even read
just
it.
described it as not needing a roll.
Astrogation, Arthur.
It's not going to
Use
need
the
aspiration.
stars.
It's going to need a survival check for 2 purple. And you get a blue die on that. Who wants to lead this?
You have better than 2 green. I look to Caleb and saying obvious character.
wait. What is which type of check is it?
Survival. It's cunning.
I've got 4 green.
Well, I'd
So take a blue die from Zane's helping, I guess.
Okay.
Zane, are you helping?
I don't see why not.
How
I
was
point
it
to the
against?
sign that says control center this way, and I go, we should go that way.
What is it against?
It's against 2 purple.
It's against the sign that says to the bathroom this way.
I fucking blow it out of the water.
Yes,
Take a
okay.
strain trying to read the map.
Oh,
without
you're
your
right. You're right,
glasses.
Caleb. Yes, we should go to the control room. I was thinking the bathroom.
So you make it to the command center as the command center doors lock in front of you. And the computer terminal outside
this is-
goes from like a calm blue color to like a red and just says lockdown.
Oh fuck! And then I look at the doors, expecting them to open. Oh right.
That reference.
Yeah, I just imagine he's like, "Fuck," and then just like walks straight into the fucking door.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
no,
take-
the
I-
camera goes over to my ship and the door opens. Like,
Yeah, I take to the computer immediately.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I mean, you can just.
I'm gonna turn on My Little Pony. No, I'm gonna open the door.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could turn on My Little Pony. I have no idea how you're doing.
My Little
that
Pony is
nowadays.
probably an easier check to make, though, if we're going to be real. So maybe you should do that one.
You're gonna look up all the My Little Pony paraphernalia they have on board an Imperial Star Cruiser.
Probably a lot, if we're being realistic.
Lots, way more than there should be.
Yeah.
That's probably not.
Soldier, you know those toys are designed for kids. Sir, yes, sir, I know that. Doesn't stop me from wanting to buy them, sir. It's like, carry on, soldier. Rolling down my face.
Okay,
gonna play the
Zane,
brony
you're
now.
trying to break into the command center of a Imperial cruiser while it is in full lockdown using the computer system. So I need you to make either a computers or a skullduggery check at 3 red.
I can do that.
Are you gonna push Zane out of the way?
I
Zane,
will
if you-
offer that I'm quite good at locks. I
Oh
say.
come on! I'd really like season 2, episode 23.
So, if Zane allows me, I'll make a skullduggery attempt. then.
Please, from one brony to another, open the door. Let's see horses.
Clopping, as far as the eye can see.
Did you just fail?
Nope.
No, he passed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow, just
Wow, your skullduggery is off the hizzy, dude.
It's a
Okay.
cunning. I'm a sneaky Jedi.
Yeah, that's true.
all right. So let's take a look at that. Blah,
Can
blah,
I just say
blah.
how polar opposite that is, by the way? That's just like skullduggery is like
So
steel.
you managed to not only open the bridge door, but you shut off the alarms on the ship, and you managed to unlock the armory as well.
Well, I'm sort of like get out from underneath the panel where I cracked it open and it was like zapping wires together and just
Yeah, like the entire ship was grounded because they couldn't work out why.
it's a
everything was broken.
prototype. It's really badly made.
And then there was just like these two wires that he puts together and it works. And it's like, yeah, okay.
So while you're doing that, you open the door, Caleb, and then you hear the extremely distinctive whine of an Imperial heavy auto rifle beginning to spin up its barrels.
Oh, I dive
and then
right
the
out of the
doorway
fucking
is
way.
filled with a flash of fire. And so before we get to that combat scene, I want to know what's happening with Coral and Toby. Coral, you're running to the next boot to get it unlocked?
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay, yeah, that just happens.
Hey, I just look like a mechanic just like fucking doing something, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no one shoots at you or anything.
And no one shoots at me either. It's amazing. Okay, on to the next round.
That's not even close to true, Toby.
Oh, really?
The naval
Darn it.
troopers are acting before you, and they are currently spraying your location down with fire.
Yeah.
If you would please
Okay, so
turn
I
your
have
attention
I
to
have
the.
I give them a black for my cover,
Okay.
and I can, I believe, what is it? Upgrade there. Let me just look at my talents right there. Dodge. I'm dodging all over the place.
Okay.
So that's another one. Or no, it's upgrade the difficulty. It's not a black die. It's an upgrade.
Nice.
Noise. Champion.
So they're shooting at long range, so it's
Bloody
3
hell.
purple. You're upgrading it to,
2 purple, 1 red.
and
sauce,
you're giving
man.
them 1 black die.
Mhm.
All right, and they take the time to aim at this distance. Wow, those are 2
Jesus.
very different rolls. Um,
Those are very radically different.
Yeah,
but
so the
okay.
first
Fuck, I got
officer does that thing where someone shoots perfectly perpendicular to their body, where they're just like pew 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 pew. They're doing the Malcolm Reynolds, and it shoots you right in the head. Can you roll a critical hit real quick?
Yes, I can.
And you're
Is that
going
on
to
first
take
page character sheet or something.
7 stun damage as well.
Skills, talents. What is that under?
It's under
Character?
the character sheet, yeah. First page.
Oh, there it is.
Just remember, magic is also friendship. I've proven the inverse.
Hold on.
Wait, if magic
This is
is
not correct.
friendship,
Yeah, enchantment magic, bro. You can make everyone your friend, or else.
Yeah, we learned that from my little.
Why does it say? It says I have a critical. Is that going to affect me?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
going to increase your
Wait,
critical
on,
ratings.
off. Okay. Oh, heal. There we go. Okay.
I mean, did you heal that critical previously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used up like every single possible item I could.
Okay. So when we go into initiative order, you have to act last.
Dude, that offset is fucking so good.
All right. So let's roll for initiative. Everyone is perfectly aware of it. Remaining trooper is
even those of us who were suddenly shocked to find a heavy revolver thingy. What
Yeah,
was it?
no, you knew that there was combat happening.
All right, fine. My
Um,
vigilance is better than my.
Well, that's too
Prepared.
bad for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
we're
is.
rolling.
No, it's not. Wait, no, you got
Bitch.
to minus one of those successes off of that because I don't still have a blue.
Okay. The other trooper destroys your cover, Toby. He's like missing you horribly, but the wall you're leaning
just
against,
like running, and
he's
it's
like shooting and spraying all over the place, and the whole wall comes collapsing down. And you hear in the background someone yelling, like, "That's coming out of your pay, ZC71."
poor guy. Got a 1.2.
Josh.
Oh, gee, Rick.
Oh, it doesn't matter though, because I go last, right?
Yep,
Yes. What about you, Swag? You gonna roll? Oh, you did.
I did.
we did.
I don't. It didn't show up. Oh, you didn't roll initiative. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I see.
Oh no, I didn't.
All right,
Yeah.
I got it. And so on the got that guy. Jesus, it's gonna take forever to find this. 3. Okay, so he's rolling 3 yellow. Man, that sucked.
Mm-hmm. Still beating everyone, even though my roll was awful.
There's no way he beats everybody. He beats almost no one. And the naval troopers roll yellow. Wow,
Hey, they go
okay.
first. Yeah, that's interesting. So it goes 2, 1, 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 1.
Okay. So let's set up the groupings here.
Should change that PC to 1, 4, by the way.
It's not gonna matter. Oh, right, he lost one of those. Oh, so the naval troopers actually go first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is gonna matter. Okay, those naval troopers open fire on Toby again. And you don't have cover this time, so that's gonna
But I will suffer another strain to give them another.
Oh, upgrade.
upgraded die.
Mhm.
Okay, you're gonna take another critical, and then you take 6, and then 8 points of stun.
Oh.
So that's 1, and then
Yeah, from super
8
long
would be
range.
3, but I only take 2, and then
Okay.
twice I've spent the thing, so I have 5
All right.
straight. Oh wait, and we did roll in the thing today, so I have 1 less total.
Yep. So what are you down to?
Oh, I have 5.
Yeah, that's not good. You're very
No,
close
I mean
to
I've
being
taken 5 out of 15. I'm fine for now.
How did you take only 5? You just got shot
Five.
for.
Strain.
5
and
5
soak.
soak,
Oh, okay.
and plus I reduce everything that's strained by 1.
All right. Well, you get another critical, which is
Involuntary
not going to be great.
Well, he's got that offset though. So.
Right, but he already
Yeah.
has a critical. They're going to start stacking. Suffer a strain. Suck
Dude,
it.
those are the best. Taking those 2 durable talents are like the best thing that I've ever done.
All right. Who wants to act on the player side first?
I'm just
I will
gonna
jump
run
out of the
around
way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run around and unlock the thing so I can go like dead last.
I've got a what, Gatling gun spinning up on me or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yep. It's
I-
definitely not great.
I dive to the like, so I assume it's, you know, a door. Like I assume the hallway doesn't come to the entirety of the door, and that there's like a door frame. To
There's
get
a
behind.
bit
I mean,
of space that you could try to hide behind for cover. It would give you an extra black die if someone was shooting at you.
actually, so what do I actually see? Since I'm acting first, I can actually.
All right,
look
yeah.
before I
So
act.
you do the Max Payne slow motion look into the room.
Super hot.
Super hot. Super hot.
So there's a Imperial captain wearing his naval cap, standing behind what is essentially a laser Gatling gun that's been set up on a E-web stand, and is being attended to by like a naval ensign. And there's a security officer in there with a blaster, holdout blaster that's shooting at you with stun beams.
Hold it up.
So there's 3 people in that particular room. The corridor you're in is just a straight line. There's lots of like wall paneling that's been pulled off and hanging from the ceiling. Some of the lights are flickering. There's plenty of stuff you could use as cover out here, but it will definitely be a whole move in order to get far enough away that you could get around a corner.
Well, actually, I can force leap as a maneuver.
Okay.
So I will.
Do you need a roll for that or anything?
I do need to generate the force power still.
Sure.
Oh.
So I'll do that first. I don't know why a yellow got rolled there. Somehow a yellow got added. Obviously, I don't get a success on generating force power. I will use then that force light side to force sleep into which person has the crazy turret gun thing?
The captain and a naval ensign that's helping him keep it set up.
Oh man, that's beautiful. So how is the guy helping him keep it set up? Is it like, is he helping hold it or something?
Yeah, he's like making sure that the ammunition's being fed and like keeping him on target by like calling out where you guys are.
Okay,
Spot on.
so I force sleep in between the two of them, and I don't suppose I can, because I've got double
You can.
lightsabers. I can
you
target
just-
each of them
You
individually.
you can, yes.
Yes.
But it's still the same roll. Like, it doesn't, like, reset or anything.
I still get 2 rolls, but I was just wondering if I was allowed to
you
have
can
2
target
targets.
2 different targets.
But you have to
Alright.
upgrade the difficulty of it.
Yes.
Does it upgrade more than just dual wielding
No.
does?
No.
Okay. Then I would like to do that. I would like to try and stun the ensign and the guy using the Gatling gun.
Don't you have a
Uh,
real lightsaber, though?
Nope. I've got 2. Toby is the one that has the real lightsaber. I have 2 fakey fakes.
Yeah, you picked up
Oh,
a
you got
lightsaber
a
from the
new one.
robot.
Oh, that's right. I did get a real one. I'm not using them. I'll use them sometime when we are, fighting people who
You
deserve
could
to
just do
die.
the normal Jedi thing and just cut off hands and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 stun lightsabers.
Okay.
I'll use the lightsaber I got next time.
Okay.
I didn't think
Targeting the captain is 2 red and 1 purple, and you get a blue on it, but an additional black for his armor. Targeting the ensign is 2 purple. I'm
So-
sorry, actually, I spent a second force die, so it's 1 red, 1 purple, and 1 blue.
All right. I would
First
like
one is 2 red, 1 purple, 1 black, 1 blue. The second one is 2 purple.
I
Shit,
would
keep
like
fucking it up.
to spend a force die on the captain attack. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
All right. I would like the. What does that do? Upgrade or downgrade his
What do you
defense?
want to do?
I want to downgrade his defense.
I spent a force die to upgrade it, so if you're downgrading it, it's a dick move, but you can certainly do it.
Oh, I didn't know that you did.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess I'll just upgrade my thing then. That's what I can
Okay.
do as well. So that way it's not.
Yeah,
not
the
dickish.
canceling out something someone's already done is super.
I had no idea you had done that.
1
so.
red, 1 purple, 1 blue. Okay, so that's what you need to roll for each of them.
Okay, I will do so. First, captain.
Oh,
That is gonna miss.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry. I only saw the bottom line. That's definitely gonna hit.
And
He crushes him, man.
Yeah, I was like 2 advantage, a triumph, 3 dark side. It doesn't seem very good.
What's the dark side in there for? I mean,
He never subtracts anything from his
yeah,
rolls.
that was my bad.
You have to remember to empty your
and
pool.
now-
He's been
the-
adding stuff to his rolls all night.
I don't know why there's not an empty dice pool button
There is.
too.
And
there.
that's the ensign.
Okay. All right.
the little arrows.
So let's see here. Are you using the stun lightsabers
The
on both
recycle
of them, or
button?
do either of the or either
I-
of your lightsabers lethal damage?
Both of them are stun lightsabers.
Okay.
So both of them
So-
shall live. The first guy.
So
Uh,
they get soak.
Mhm.
So how much damage is on that lightsaber?
It's
It
the
does
standard
6
training lightsaber, which is
6
6.
stunning, right?
Okay.
6 stun.
So you deal 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He takes 4 points of damage. 4 points
Okay.
of stun damage.
And he gets a crit too, right?
Yes.
Actually, can I spend it to have him be disarmed of the Gatling gun?
Yes.
All right. so I
That
do
will break his like aiming maneuvers he's been taking.
Yeah.
He can just do the Caleb thing where he just gets back on the gun though.
Yeah, he'll just.
But
get
yeah,
back. Well,
you like force him to go away. He's like, ah!
I
Plastic!
think. So basically, as I said, I leap in between them, and it's a mounted thing, right? So I'm not
Yeah.
sure he will go back on it. I mean, that's your call. But
I
there's a
mean, he's
reason
definitely
for him
going to
not
turn it to shoot at you.
Wait, wouldn't that basically put?
So here's the thing: with a gunnery
rationale
weapon,
is-
he can't fire into melee, but he can still shoot Zane.
Right. That's what I'm just trying to make sure that he wouldn't wheel it
Yes.
around and shoot at me and his like loader, because he would have to be shooting at both of us, I guess, in this close proximity.
You knock out the ensign.
All right. Ensign's down.
There goes your meat shield.
I mean, there goes the legs of my meat shield, but if I just pick him up,
The legs of my meat shield. Still
You're not-
really good.
you're not thinking forward enough, you know?
Anything else you want to do?
That's it. I don't have
Okay.
any other actions.
Who wants to act next on the PC side?
Zane?
It's just the captain, right?
It's a captain and a naval security trooper.
Who's passed out?
The naval security. No, that was
That was
the
three
ensign.
people.
There's
The
three
ensign.
people in the room. One of them is passed out. The naval security trooper is turning to shoot at Caleb, and the captain on the gunnery weapon looks like he's going to lead back and start shooting at you, Zane. You should close the
Well,
distance.
I am going to stride to him and cut his fucking head off.
Okay.
Please live. I mean, I'd love it if he was incapacitated, but
I'm going to spend a force die here, so the difficulty to hit him with a melee weapon is still 2 red, 1 purple, 1 black, and 1 blue.
Wait, he gets a blue?
That's rough.
Yeah, melee versus ranged.
This is really rough. I'm fucked. Yep.
Yeah, as you're trying to fight him, he's like getting the gun in between the two of you, and he's like, "Blast it! Ha! 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 I was trained at the Imperial Academy on Kurita! Ha!" He's doing all these weird. If you've ever seen any form of fighting in a Star Trek movie, where they're like, "I was trained in the sacred Klingon art of combat," and it looks like something really fucking stupid. Yeah, that's him. And he's doing it intentionally. Yeah, so Zane is trying to chop this guy's head off.
I'm going to spend my turn sending a message to everyone saying, Toby, board the ship. Make sure that Wrath is on board, and I'll make sure these landing clamps are gone, and you all take off. And I will make sure that the Enyo Hope gets back.
That's epic. I'm inspired.
And then I'll run to the third clamp and unlock it. Nothing.
Okay. Yep. And checking here on what the captain can do. His backup weapon is.
Didn't he already go?
No.
No.
Oh no, he didn't.
Nope.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I mean, if he'd gone first,
Oh, it
he
was
would have
the
been able to
before we
spray
rolled.
everybody.
Yeah, before we rolled.
Yep. Okay, he whips out a stun grenade and just drops it.
he corals the thermal.
Yeah,
gun.
he just calls the room. He just starts dropping stun grenades. Everybody in the room takes 8 stun damage, including him.
Which would knock him the
Wait.
fuck.
What?
You mean what?
He just stuns.
Hey, he just thermal he like pulls out a stun grenade and just drops it in the room. If everyone in the room's unconscious, he wins. The naval ensign
Wins what? A nap, Arthur? Come on.
I mean, if you guys are all unconscious, the Imperials come on board and shoot you in the back of the skull,
I
and
guess
you're
so.
dead. And he draws a vibro knife in his offhand and starts. So Zane is like swinging this axe at him, and he's like deflecting it with the knife, like ha, ha. And then you guys all have the disorient 3 condition. I need to figure out how exactly that works.
Doesn't he have that as well?
Yes, he does. I'm just again. trying to
Disorient,
figure out how
I
it
think.
works.
wait, did we end up in the same room or is this their room?
You
thought we
are
were-
on the bridge fighting him right now.
Oh, and
Both of you.
I thought Toby. Oh, I
I'm
thought
not
you
in
were
there.
talking to
Toby is
Toby.
outside.
I thought you were talking to Toby and Coral. 'cause they
No,
were
I
the
was
ones
talking
far
to
away.
Zane and Caleb. You just
Okay,
got
no, that's
a
fine.
grenade dropped
All right.
on your
Yeah,
butts.
no, that's fine. It's fine.
Disorient is triggered. You are disoriented for 3 rounds. So everyone in the room now has a black die to all skill checks for 3 rounds.
Okay.
It's gonna. So you're all like, mob.
Mop, mop, mop. Lana!
So the Nevelenson is out, and the security patrolman is knocked out by the stun grenade, which finally brings up Toby. What are you doing?
Excellent. Okay. So I have 2 groups of people shooting at me.
Yes, you have a group of extreme range, like techs and bureaucrats with like pistols. They can't possibly hit you from this range. They're coming from the west.
Okay.
You definitely still have cover from them. You also have the Naval Security Patrol. There are 2 members of that left. They're approaching from the north side. They're currently at long range. You and the ship are between each other.
Okay, great.
Between them. And they have blown off your cover and are still firing on your position quite heavily.
And Wrath?
Wrath is up the landing ramp, and you can't see any farther than that.
Okay, Arthur. I back up, and I take a huge running leap off of the roof.
Okay.
While I'm spinning in midair, I just unleash a barrage of disruptor bolts at the remaining 2.
All right. I need you to make a athletics check versus 2 purple.
And I now have conditioned remove 1
I feel like Highway
black.
to the Danger
I
Zone
guess that's
is
not going to
probably
do anything
playing.
right now, right? Remove 1 black from conditioned from athletics and coordination. I copy and pasted it and it says remove 1 and then there's a dot.
Yeah,
And I
there's
think
no
it meant
black
1
die.
black.
You
Yeah.
don't have any black die.
But it does reduce falling damage as well. So what was it? 2 purple?
2 purple.
2 purple, and my athletics should be considerably better than it used to be. Yes.
Ooh, hey.
Oh, I don't even know what that does, but I'm sure it'll probably be pretty good.
Can I land with cover again? Like behind new cover?
Athletics, perform the check with truly impressive results. That's what it's
Yeah,
supposed to
I was
Sure,
already
you like
spinning.
land behind one of the landing struts. And you do the 360 no scope maybe. Let's see you you take a point of strain, by the way. And go ahead and roll your
Also, while I am spinning
Yes.
through the air, hold on, where is it? Once per encounter, you may use second wind incidental to recover 1 strain.
Only 1?
I have 2 ranks, so I get 2 strain back.
But isn't it based on like your presence as well, or your cunning or something?
Not that I know of. As far as it's written on my sheet, which is how I'll
I
go
thought
now.
it
I'll
was
check it
like
later.
I'm pretty sure it was like it with your presence skill, and then it upgrades with everything you get. But I could be wrong.
Anyways,
But
2 goes down. And let's see. It was what's my check against the shooting?
3 purple.
3 purple.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you hit one of them for enough damage to kill him too.
Okay. Awesome.
So there's just 1 left. And it's now his turn. And who knows what insanity he might do. Oh. Oh, do they have any grenades like all the other cool people? Nope, they literally just have blaster stuff. Okay, yeah. He's gonna rush to medium range and continue firing the whole time. And yeah, it's gonna be 2.
I got my cover back, so.
1 green. You have 1 black die for your cover.
Actually, yeah, and then upgrade him too. I'll take a strain to upgrade his difficulty.
Okay, so it's gonna be 1 red, 1 purple. Okay, yeah, he hits for 8 points of damage. on stun.
Okay, I'm still.
Pew, 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 pew. He's looking pretty tired. Like when he keeps running towards the ship, he gets winded like halfway there and just like.
It's a long run. Yeah.
And then he like combat dives out of the way of one of your blaster shots, and then gets back up the ground. And he's like, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
Oh, boo, boo.
Yes.
Players who would like to act first.
I would like to get
I'm
out of here before
disoriented.
they fly the ship out of the way. So
Okay,
that's-
yeah, you're gonna run up the ramp.
No, I'm leaving this facility. I need to go to the Enyo fly that way.
You're gonna try to run out of the facility.
Yeah, I'm dressed as someone else. I also have an ID card.
Okay. Can I have you make a deception check real quick versus 1 red and 2 purple, and a black die, because
1 red, 2 purple.
Yeah.
I think my deception takes away. It does, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Boom.
I believe I can fly.
I want to re-roll that if possible.
Does your thing let you reroll that?
It does.
Okay, go ahead. Gets even worse.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. So maybe there's a scene with like 2 stormtroopers who stop you and are like, "Hey, alien scum, what do you?" Oh, this looks legit. All right, move along, move along.
Seems legit. Shrug.
Yeah, maybe the second one is just like, "Shut up, 7241K," and like grabs you, Coral, and like throws you behind him and continues firing wildly towards Toby running onto the ship. And he's like, "Civilian, get inside! I'll save you!"
Okay. I take a strain because he like nicks my
Yeah,
neck. I'm
he's like,
"Oh,
"For the Empire!"
Yeah.
Take a strain from rolling your eyes.
Racist.
Kidding down.
All right. Who wants to act next on the PC side? Toby, your shackles
can't.
have come off.
Oh, really?
It's only for 1 round.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So, can I reach the ship if I just move without shooting?
Yep.
Okay.
You can get there with just 1 maneuver.
Kitty.
You could still shoot.
You could
Oh,
probably
great.
also like close the landing bay thing too.
Also a thing you could do.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah. So first, I will try to take out that last homie that's still shooting at me from
All right.
closer range now.
Yep.
3 perps.
I don't know if you'd be able to shut the bay doors if you do that though.
I don't want this guy coming on this ship though.
But the bay door will be shut. So.
I don't want this guy to live. There we go.
Well, he did.
Yeah, tell me how you viciously murder him.
Yeah, I actually he's like hiding behind some cover, so I like shoot like a standing pole that has like a large light on it. Like it's way off to the side, and I'm like shooting. He's like behind the cover, and I'm just like, and you just see it, and there's like an explosion of blood from behind the cover.
But then some of the disruptive fluid
All right,
lands on
Stanley
the corpse
Kubrick.
and it disintegrates anyway. So it's
Yeah. Who wants to go next on the PC side?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
and I duck
sorry.
into
You
the
were
ship.
you were running up the landing
Yeah.
ramp. Okay, when you try to close the landing bay doors, the computer says it's in lockdown mode. So
I
it'll
thought
take
he
an
removed the alarm and all that shit with his.
You remove the alarm on the bridge, and you unlock certain areas of the ship, but you didn't unlock all the computer.
Okay.
Rat,
Yeah.
get over here. Plug in. We need this thing closed right away.
So Wrath is nowhere to be seen.
Rat,
I text him.
get your ass to my location instantly, you fool.
And
We're
I
all going
think
to die here.
that's when Zane and Caleb see Wrath roll onto the bridge.
Oh, Lord.
Which one of you wants to act first?
What's the state of the bridge at this point? So what's his face
there's
dropped a stun
2
grenade.
unconscious Imperial naval fellows. No need to distinguish their ranks. And the captain, who has 4 stun grenades, he's pulling them out one by one and preparing to set them off.
Okay, so he's done one, and he's gonna do the next one.
Yes, he's also holding a vibro knife in his other hand and is using it to like wave Zane off,
Oh.
stabbing him.
I force leap into
Yeah.
engage range with my maneuver.
Okay. I mean, you're already engaged with them.
I look
You
at
were literally
Caleb
standing right next
and I
to him.
say, "You're significantly better at this than I am. Use
Yeah.
your force
What is his current stats that I would have to roll against to saber him?
He has 1 black die.
We all have 1 black die.
Then you have another black die, and you're going melee versus melee, so it's going to be 2 red and 1 purple,
Sure thing, boss.
And 2 black.
and 2 black.
Ouch.
Wow.
But then I get to attack again anyway. Oh, shouldn't have
my
attacked
god!
You're just like, but then I get to attack again.
Yeah, you shouldn't have-
So I would like to spend my 2 criticals.
He didn't even roll black.
I did.
Shit.
I put the dice up on the top on the thing. It just didn't add the black.
Well, roll 2 sets of 2 blacks real quick, and we'll see how much worse we can make everything for you.
Way
Way
worse.
worse.
Yeah, I mean, you take 1 point of strain. You
Okay.
you have a bunch of stuff you can spend.
All right.
Nothing hits. But,
You can disarm him like twice.
Can disarm him twice. I can disarm him twice. I don't suppose the first disarm is the stun grenade in his hand, and the second disarm is the other 3 stun grenades.
So he has 4 stun grenades total. You used 1. If you want to spend both of your light side points, you can disarm him of all of his grenades. Yes.
Like cut his brandolier off or whatever.
Yeah. It like falls to the ground.
I'll cut his brandolier off.
I like how we're just going with the
Bandolier.
mispronunciation of
Yeah.
bandolier now.
I'm going with
Yeah,
Just a
I'll go
full
with
ham on it.
brandolier.
It's actually a branded type
apricottle,
of
alright?
bandolier. It's very hip.
It's
Like,
got,
is that a
you know,
bandolier, or are you just wearing some like crappy Walmart?
This is
bandolier?
my brandolier.
So your other training saber,
Darth Vader.
he's like flying around doing some wild kicking motions. And during your second attack, he manages to kick your hand into the console, and your lightsaber becomes damaged.
Oh,
It's the first of 3 levels of damaged.
okay. And so,
And now you take a black die whenever you're using it,
okay,
and it costs a set amount of money to repair.
okay. All right,
All
that's,
right.
Costs a lot
That's
less if it's a lightsaber
that is a
that you
totally
pull.
fair critical dice. I'm fine with that.
So the captain leans down and activates one of the stun grenades, and everyone in the room takes 8 stun damage again, and he falls
about
over
him?
unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
He is just like, for the Emperor!
I love this guy.
For the Emperor, I have this
I'm
ship
out.
free of charge.
I'm down.
You get knocked out too, Zane?
Yeah.
Caleb?
I am 1 away.
Oh,
So
so
I am
fucking close.
I am conscious.
All right, you have 2 black die for the remainder of the encounter, however.
I'm conscious. It's okay.
He's
like
like
how the
reeling with
pilot-
like your ears ringing.
I
Everything's
want to point out
blurry.
how close this plan was to failure. 1 point away.
Oh
To
yeah.
be fair, I didn't
It's
do
fine.
any aside from unlock the clamps. So
Well, which is like completely unnecessary thing to be done. So
it is.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is, if I was in combat, it probably might have gone a little. smooth.
So yeah, Caleb, Wrath rolls onto the bridge and is just like, "Hello, Caleb. I require quite a bit of help. While the ship appears to be very automated, my hacking skills are not very good, and it will normally require 30 crew members to have full control of this vessel." And as he's saying that, we get a shot of Coral, like outside the base, maybe looking back over his shoulder.
I'm
as the-
buying like a some sort of like frozen ice cone or something like that, like
At a
from the
food
street
vendor outside
Yeah.
the secret military base?
I'm
Sure.
just sitting back, just waiting for the ship to take off.
yeah, there's like a guy with like a it's like a hot dog stand with like an icy machine, right?
It's like, do you want lemon on that? It's like,
You see the ship taking off, and the landing struts are retracting, and it starts heading up towards space, and then the whole area is filled with turbo laser fire as the fleet that's in orbit begins firing down on it, and the shield generators activate. And I think that's a good place to pick up for the next episode to see how you're gonna fucking escape. Sound
Uh-huh.
good? No
Yeah.
one sounded particularly dramatic about that. You just looked
no,
at
no,
me.
I like it. I
No,
like it.
no,
I like
it's
it.
the kind of dramatic where,
Yeah.
someone walks into the room and it's like, it's metastatized to your lymph nodes, and we're all just
Really? God, you're the worst. Literally the worst.
I'm the best.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
I think we should stop disarming people and leaving their weapons at their feet.
Disarm is literally the worst thing. Yeah.
The disarm. Well, so disarm's only the worst thing when the guy gets the turn before Zane, right? Because
Right.
Zane didn't do anything, so I was like, oh, I'll disarm him. Zane will finish him, and then the guy got to act first, and of course Zane face planted. So yeah, I mean, disarm. I guess it's really only useful to PCs though, so that PCs can follow up on the disarm. It's interesting. Or you need to save your maneuver to kick it away? Question mark.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So GM
yeah.
confirms that's viable.
I want to thank Roll20, by the way, for hosting us tonight. They've been awesome and amazing. This is the end of phase 1 of the Roll20 Twitch Ambassador program, of which I am a member. As we end here tonight, I'm going to be hosting Eric Vulgaris, another Twitch ambassador, who streams immediately after me every night that I stream. So he's awesome. And he'll also be joining the Sunday night cast of Winter's Edge in whatever month is after this one. I definitely know what month it currently is. So
March, and we're going to go into April.
I also know what month the next month is.
April.
I'm definitely not making that mistake. So let's do some outros, and I'm going to put the votes in chat. If you want to vote for, who you feel most matches these categories, or just who's your favorite person on the show.
Everyone should vote for me because I ended that freaking Stardew Valley conversation at the beginning.
Everyone should vote for me because I role-played with myself for like 5 minutes.
If you sell out, you get less votes. I'm just going to literally go into the straw poll database and delete them.
And just...
I don't think you can... Well, I guess I don't know for sure.
So Wreckage, tell us about yourself.
There's not much to tell, really. I was found by an innocent farming family in Kansas after my home planet was destroyed by some
All right, Virgil,
science.
Tell us more about yourself and your stream.
I'm an actual human that lives on this planet Earth.
I have meat.
I get so mistaken for
about?
you being a robot sometimes, Virgil. It just doesn't click in my head.
Yeah. If it's not clicking for you guys, I'm actually, a real person here. That's real. Not a machine. Promise.
Mustache is a USB device.
I am not a machine.
Check me out, y'all. If you liked my roleplay and you want to see me do more fun stuff on my Twitch channel, playing games and roleplaying, it's twitch.tv/Zircon5. And it's a fun place to hang out, and I'm inviting you to come along. It's great.
Take a mustache.
If you want to see when when I'm going live, if you want to see when I tweet something out, you should follow my Twitter at Virgil Levenger. There's all kinds of funny stuff, announcements of things. I share a lot of free music on there, royalty-free Creative Commons music from my SoundCloud. That's Zircon5 as well. If you want to check out the SoundCloud, free music. It's great. It's great stuff.
You definitely made some cool AP cooking meal music.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's actually a thing, by the way.
Yes,
that's the thing. Is it like... I bet the status is getting pretty high up there now that he has the backing track. I'm excited for the new AP Cooking Meal Show. Start salivating, folks. It's going to be hitting the YouTube.
I think it's funny that people think it's not a thing.
It's totally a thing, guys.
I spent like an hour cooking and filming for it, all for Swarg.
All for you, Swargy, baby. Good game tonight, guys. That was fun. I'm really
Wreckage.
happy I didn't die when I jumped off the roof.
If you can act like an adult, you can identify yourself.
Fine. God. I'm Dr. Wreckage. I do this role-playing, storytelling, game mastering thing on Twitch, on various people's channels. You can catch us after Dave gets back from GDC on Die Party. We'll be doing a new show. Hey, we need people for that show. So if you know people, and, we'll also get in touch with other streamers and stuff, and we'll do all that. But, you can make the cut. You're special, just like everybody. I do if you liked the part where I was role playing with myself, that's basically all of my shows.
That's basically what it's like to have him as a GM.
Yeah, NPCs get into conversations all the time with each other on when the thing. Actually, I don't think that's happened yet in years. Anyway, I'm tangenting. The point is, I do this, and if you want me to do it for you, with you, around you, in you, things can be arranged. I've got a price. Everybody does.
It's exciting.
What times we live in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of exciting times and people who have a price, Dave, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Arthur, that was a great session. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So as everyone knows now, I play Captain Kid and Captain Coral on the show.
They are the same. It's
No,
almost
I like
they
how
have the same
I like how
person.
Coral forgets to go into his Australian accent, but then remembers. It's beautiful.
No, that's on purpose, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like perfectly
totally is.
played. It was
Yeah.
very well done.
Too much
so
meta level.
yeah, I do streaming as well over on twitch.tv/Henley. Run a show called Die Party. We, as Wreckage says, we have a couple of games. We have another one starting up in April called Night City, which is a Cyberpunk 2020 game. That'll be on Mondays at 5 p.m. PST. That's going to be fun. We're going to have AP Gaming Real, or AP Cooking Real, as he likes to call himself these
Cooking
days.
meal. Cooking
Neil,
meal.
come on.
If you're going to get it wrong, you might as well get it right.
AP Kappa Feel.
Yeah, we also have Zircon 5. He's going to be playing. We also have Typical GM, Chipping It, and Gamer Siren also. So it's going to be a very good game. Very talented people going to be playing. And it's going to be a very, very adult role-playing game because Cyberpunk 2020 cannot be anything other than adult, unfortunately.
The straw polls, constructive and destructive, interestingly enough, are exactly opposite.
Yeah, that's how I'd imagine.
Virgil Dave Wreckage Schwark.
Yeah. Make sure you follow Arthur because he hosts a good stairways.
Good stairways, everybody.
Good stairways.
Okay. Warg, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yo guys, I'm Swarg. I'm a 24-year-old nerd who lives with his brother and fiance. I work in a coffee shop, and I like long walks on the beach.
Hold nothing back, buddy.
I have naked pictures of Arthur on my computer. If you want them, you can tweet at twitter.com/Donald Trump. And also, from what I heard from today, Bernie Sanders got screwed on the debate. And that's, the bulk of it. If you want to listen to the whole actual
wanted
spiel,
to be as uninvolved in this episode as possible. Warg was literally watching the debate instead of showing up for the game.
actually.
He's literally so invested in Bernie Sanders. Zane was like, I'm not going to kill anybody. Bernie Sanders told me not to.
If I were to vote, and I'm a pretty big advocate for not voting, I would still probably actually vote for Trump.
Turn your cameras back on.
As of right now.
Oh, God.
I'm not even lying.
Advocate of not voting.
Tramp.
I'm not even trolling you.
Tramp.
I'm a huge advocate for not voting, actually. You don't get to choose where you're born.
Yeah, in Australia, it's mandatory.
That's twitch.tv/Swargula, Trader to America, everybody.
Trader to America.
It costs $66 to be a citizen of the world. The United States is the least country that recognizes citizens of the world. Afghanistan recognizes more citizens of the world than the United States. So if you want to relinquish your citizenry, you can go there. It costs you $66.
Twitch.tv/Swargula, everyone. He is a knight of, what is that country?
Of humanism?
No, the country where you can buy a knight.
The Knights of Ren, because he sounds pretty.
I want to move to Canada, but they won't let me.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
If I had a say in it, we wouldn't let you into California either. So.
I want to move to Canada, not
yeah,
California.
so-
California's a shithole.
I feel like I'm gonna buy a knighthood
California's
in the
pretty great.
Principality of Sealand for Swargula. Which
I
is
literally
the
thought you were going to say
smallest
the Principality of Zeon, and I was like, what?
No, Sealand. It's 6 miles off the British coast. It's literally like a mining platform that declared independence from Britain.
Look, if it's got high-speed internet, I'll go.
No, it
That's
just
literally
has
all I
night
need.
goods that you can buy for like $70.
Look, I don't care about not being a citizen of the United States that much. I really like high-speed internet.
Doyle.
All right, so if God, I hope you stayed this far in the show past all of Zane's trader talk because he's not American anymore.
Traitor to the crown.
I can talk about this now. I'm going to be in a game of The Sprawl at the end of the month with John Harper, Adam Coble, and Stephen Lumpkin. And we're going to play
Wow.
cool Shadowrunners who fuck up corporations in a Powered by the Apocalypse cyberpunk game.
So
That
you're
sounds
playing in my
interesting.
Cyberpunk game, and you're playing in another Cyberpunk game.
Yeah, but the other
You fuck-
cyberpunk game includes much more famous streamers and cool people.
Woo!
Yeah.
And
that's
Dave is a real person and not a country. That's harsh.
What?
Nothing.
I
I don't understand that either.
Swargula, enemy of America, everyone. Let's give him a hand. One more episode left before he betrays us. And what are you
Just
doing
like his
after this?
proud
Swarg?
homeland.
What am I doing after this?
Yeah, I don't know. What are you doing after this?
I got the day off tomorrow. I'm not doing shit.
Okay. All right,
Playing the
cool.
Division.
All right, he's playing the Division, everyone. As a member of Russia. He's basically the new Edward Snowden. He's
You
got
are
hair.
the division.
All right, so
Are you
that's
calling
this
Edward Snowden a
episode.
traitor?
Amazing ending.
I mean, people
as
call him a
always.
traitor. I don't think he is. Let's get political.
Yep.
Let's
watch
not.
some.
I really don't care.
Watch some Eric Vulgaris. He's playing Lovecraft-esque. I'm going to be hosting him in a minute. Thank you for joining us, and death to Swargula.